just to sort of sum up where that leads to and to double down on what Tim is saying, I think Jeff even uses this line that, this is a polarization for profit business model, because let's say Facebook has two possible versions of the newsfeed they could show. Let's imagine one newsfeed called the challenge feed. And so everything you see when you swipe, it challenges and expands and makes more nuanced your view of reality. Every single swipe you make. And then the other feed is called the affirmation feed. It shows you why you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. You're even more right than you thought. Here's even more evidence about why the other side is even more crazy, more whatever it is that you hate. Which of those two feeds is going to keep you coming back, right? The affirmation feed, right? And so I think that the most nuanced point in the film that I think is so critical for people to get is that these technology systems have taken this shared reality and put it through this paper shredder where we each get our own 3 billion Truman shows. Each one of us has our own reality. And if those realities are not compatible with each other, which they're not, because the way I get your information is to show you different facts that are completely different, of a different kind and frame than the other facts, it makes it impossible to have a conversation. And if we cannot have consensus and agreement, when you disagree with someone, you can't just say, I don't want you on the planet, or I don't want you voting anymore. So for anything we want to do, whether it's climate change, racism, inequality, any issue we want to tackle, it depends on us having a shared consensus view, semi-reliable consensus reality. And we need that to be able to do anything, which is why I think this is the existential threat that undergirds all the other issues. It makes our already difficult problems unsolvable. Now, the thing that gives me hope is that the film will create a shared truth about the breakdown of that shared truth. So instead of being caught in the mess of all of it, we actually have a shared conversation about the breakdown of our shared conversation. And that's an empowering place to stand. In fact, my favorite thing that I think Jeff recommends people do after watching the film is you watch it with other people who politically you disagree with, and you both, at the end of the film, open up Facebook on both your phones, and then you reality swap, you trade phones, and you see how if I was living in their feed, if you saw my feed, you'd see like climate apocalyptic news and US-China escalating relations, and you'd say, oh my God, it makes sense why Tristan looks terrified all the time. You have a deeper empathy for where each of us are coming from. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that we can do, because honestly, the companies are not going to be able to change magically all of these things, as Tim just said. Not only is it against their shareholder pressure and their business model, but even if they put 100% of their resources to solving the issue, the growth rate of the harms, the conspiracy theories, the mental health, the degradation of our public square has far exceeded any of the product changes and developments that they can make. So we're left with culture. And the thing that gives me hope is that this film, being simultaneously released in 190 countries and in 30 languages, has shown, and I'm getting about 100 messages on Instagram about, per hour from people all around the world saying, oh my God, this is why we got the 5-star movement in Italy. This is why we got Bolsonaro in Brazil. And I think that shared context, that collective global will, is what we're going to be able to use to hopefully create a government response and also wake up the public that we've lost our shared conversation.